this and what it all means for President Trump, we are joined by Executive Director of the National Diversity Coalition for Trump, our good friend Bruce LeVell. Bruce, happy Thanksgiving to you.
Thanks, Grant. I saw your apron on. Only real men wear aprons on when they cook, so that was pretty
That's
awesome.
right. Well, you know, this beautiful tie, Bruce, I can't get it all messed up for our show tonight. You and I are good enough to come in. Man, we got to give them a good show. So,
yeah.
Hey, what do you make of all this now, Bruce? You know, they said release the Kraken. Is this the Kraken we were waiting for?
Well, you know, I think there's more coming, and I don't want to comment totally. And thanks for having me, Grant. Because it is ongoing investigations. There's lawsuits coming from all, different facets. I sent you one article the other day on the Amistad lawsuit that they filed Friday in Georgia, where Zuckerberg gave $6.3 million to Fulton County and prioritized where these ballot boxes are going to go. So there's just a list of improprieties, Grant, all across the nation. And by the way, Grant, remember, Joe Biden has a history earlier on for spying on President Trump's campaign and trying to rig the election, if you can say it that way. And he's on record saying, we're putting together the largest voter fraud ever. And then he caught himself. I'm like, remember he said that. So we have all this different information coming from every direction. I don't want to comment too much on pending litigation investigations for the sake of the investigation itself. But I will tell you, it's really ugly based on what I hear, Grant. And it's a travesty for our great republic. And so I'm anxious to the fact that we can get the legislators in these states, and especially these battleground states, to look at the evidence, look at the signatures, especially in Georgia, Grant, verifying the signatures on all the signatures, verifying, not just go back and count the same old thing, Grant. That's redundant.
Right. Well, look, I hope you're right. I hope there is more to come. It is a tall order, though. What we're asking these states to do is throw out millions of votes. There are probably millions of legal ones, we know. I also believe there were lots of illegal ones. And send these things to the legislature. The question will be, Bruce, do the courts have the stones to make a decision like that, right, and basically wipe out so many people's votes? Yeah.
Well, Grant, I said this from day one, way back when we had the shutdown. They were trying to sell this great idea of balloting, mailing battling. I knew that was going to be a disaster. Simply the fact of there's no actual chain of custody, meaning there's no supervision, point A to point B. I mentioned earlier about these specific ballot boxes every 18 miles that they funded here in Fulton County. Strategic places on balloting boxes, and there's one every 289 miles in rural Georgia. Yeah. The problem is we have a preponderance of evidence of appearance of impropriety on all of these battleground states, et cetera. We've got to get this in the courts to look at this. This is not just for the Republicans. This is for our republic, Grant. This is real serious business. If we can't lead the free world on elections, how are we going to advise someone else?
Well, you better believe that's right, Bruce. And, we had said on this program before Election Day that the president was going to have to win by 5 to 10% to overcome all the fraud that he was going to face here. Bruce, shenanigans is what it is. Hey, my man, I know you are a committed Stinchfield's Army member. You showed up on Thanksgiving Day for us. God bless you, Bruce. Thank you.
With a new shoulder, man. Remember, I got a new shoulder.
I know, and I hope that's feeling better as well.
Yeah.
Buddy,
thanks for having me.
Thank you as always.